An ordinary day in Moscow, a tattoo studio. But inside, there's a very unordinary line. Some are rolling up their shoulders, some stretching out their wrists, some showing their kneecaps, and they all share the same sentence. Worth it for 100 years of free pizza. The tattoo artist laughs. Are you sure? This logo will stay on you for life. The young man answers without hesitation. If Domino's gives pizza for life, then I'll carry it for life. In 2018, Domino's Russia announced this. Get a Domino's logo tattoo in a visible place, share the photo on social media, and in return, get 100 free pizzas every year for 100 years. Looks like a simple campaign, right? Who would even go and get a logo tattoo? This is exactly where the whole story breaks. In this video, we'll chase these questions. How did Domino's Forever campaign spiral out of control? How did a cost calculation that went up to 4 million pizzas get overlooked? Why are people willing to go as far as tattooing a brand logo on their body? And most importantly, when does a campaign count as creative marketing? And when does it become strategic suicide? Let's open the map and first make the situation clear. Late summer of 2018, Domino's Russia shares an announcement on its social media account. In summary, it says, "You will get a Domino's logo tattoo on your body. The tattoo must be at least 2 centimeters long and in a visible place. You will post a photo on Instagram, vKontakte, or Facebook, and add the campaign hashtag. In return, you will receive a certificate that gives you 100 free pizzas every year for 100 years. Here's the math. For one person, 10,000 pizzas. For 400 people, 4 million pizzas. The campaign is planned to last 2 months. Most likely, the thinking on the company side went like this. A handful of crazy people will show up. At most 50 to 100 people will get a tattoo. We get some PR, and it's over. What actually happens? Russia gives a very different answer. The moment the campaign starts, Russian social media begins to boil. vKontakte, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere the same kind of photo. A Domino's logo on a calf, a Domino's logo on a wrist, a Domino's logo above a kneecap, and the more creative ones, a logo inside a heart shape, a logo merged with a half pizza slice. Within the first 4 to 5 days, almost 400 people who meet the rules join the campaign. And suddenly, someone at Domino's HQ does this calculation. What did we just sign up for? 10,000 pizzas per 400 people. Total, 4 million pizzas. And this isn't just the cost of ingredients, rent, staff, oven, energy, logistics. The system processing these certificates, so completely free pizza, actually lands as a massive load on the company's back. The campaign was supposed to last 2 months. By the 5th day, the situation is out of control and Domino's panics. Domino's Russia posts an urgent message on vKontakte. Anyone getting their tattoo done right now will be accepted if they upload their photo by noon. For any later appointments, we advise you not to get the tattoo. And they bring a new rule. The campaign is limited to only the first 350 people. In other words, we were joking, but you were serious. So we're rewinding a bit. This creates a separate crisis. Those who booked a tattoo appointment but couldn't make it in time, those who already got the tattoo and found themselves outside the campaign when the rules changed, those who got angry and said, would a giant brand give its word and then backtrack? The media frames the story like this. Domino's left people who tattooed the brand's logo on their bodies for free pizza stranded halfway. The campaign suddenly becomes material for headlines like, Worst Marketing Campaign of the Year. Is this how brand loyalty is measured? Love of discounts beat common sense. While Domino's thought it gained PR in the short term, in the medium term, it actually sparked a trust debate. One of the most ironic parts of this story was a comment from someone who joined the campaign. A young woman who got the logo tattooed above her kneecap says this, I think if the campaign had continued, millions of people would have come asking for pizza. After all, this is Russia. This sentence actually sums up the truth marketing often forgets. For people, free can sometimes be a stronger motivator than any currency, especially in places where there are economic difficulties, low wages, and an uncertain future. The idea of something being free for life, a brand's promise of forever, a social media challenge atmosphere. All of this suddenly turns into a very powerful mixture. The campaign that Domino's looked at as how many people could really come turns into an opportunity that people see as my food is guaranteed for life. And here we face this naked reality. Brands, most of the time, underestimate people. People, most of the time, do not exaggerate free. On the contrary, brands fail to calculate the power of free. Now, let's cold-bloodedly look at the math. Let's say the average cost of a medium pizza for the company, including dough, sauce, cheese, labor, rent, etc., is, to compare with today, around $3 to $4 for one person and 10,000 pizzas. 10,000 pizzas at $3 is $30,000 in cost. For 350 people, 30,000 pizzas for 350 people is roughly $10.5 million of potential load. And when you spread this over 100 years, the cost of pizza will increase, inflation will kick in, logistics expenses will change, the number of branches, rent structure, everything will evolve. So you are opening a long-term, open-ended cost that you'll carry on your back for 100 years. Of course, some of this is theoretical. Not everyone will use all their pizzas, some will move away, some will forget, some will leave the system. But in marketing, there is such a thing as a worst-case scenario. You have to factor that in too. Domino's fell into this trap. It saw the campaign as a fun, viral stunt. It assumed people's threshold for getting a tattoo was very high. It thought, it'll last 2 months, 20 to 30 people will show up, we'll laugh and move on. What actually happened? Tattoos are no longer taboo, they're fashion. There is a courage challenge culture on social media. The promise of free pizza has serious economic meaning, so the brand misread its own country's socio-economic reality and internet culture. At this point, a more fundamental question comes to mind. Really, would someone actually get a tattoo for 100 pizzas? The answer to that lies in psychology, identity, and belonging. Some people genuinely grew up with that brand and have memories with it. They can think, I already like this pizza, now I both like it and eat it for free. Show and story, saying, look, I have this crazy story about me, is serious social capital in the age of social media. It's a story to tell in friend gatherings, at work, on dates. Rational calculation. Some look at it like this. Tattoo, one-time pain, 1 to 2 hours. In return, years of free food. When you look at it with a return on investment mindset, for someone who's up for it, it doesn't look that irrational. Risk perception. In the 21st century, not everyone loads deep meaning onto their body. A logo, a symbol, a word. For some, this is not a huge decision. Domino's, on the other hand, did not foresee that people would so casually get a tattoo. For them, this threshold was high. For society, it was a threshold that was steadily dropping. The Domino's Forever campaign eventually earned these labels. A campaign that backfired, an overperforming disaster, a well-intentioned but poorly designed campaign. So what lessons can be taken from this? For brands and for us, don't promise forever, keep it limited. The phrase, for 100 years, sounds romantic, but in reality it is a load no one can truly calculate. Things may be good today, but 30 years from now, producing the same pizza may have a completely different cost. The basic principle for brands should be time limited, headcount limited, quantity limited. Domino's, in its first design, left the most dangerous of these three open: time. Think of people in their most extreme form. When writing a campaign, you need to ask this sentence: what if someone pushes this too far? Just like in the David Phillips pudding story, just like in the McDonald's monopoly scandal, In Domino's Forever as well, it's the people who behave beyond normal that break the game. If the marketing team only calculates based on the average, extreme behaviors will swallow the campaign. Reverse gear burns trust. Of course, Domino's had to hit the brakes so the cost wouldn't explode. But for a brand, you must not forget this. People take your promise more seriously than your profitability. Changing the rules retroactively is like saying, "We were just kidding." Sometimes the right decision is to keep that promise to the end, even at a small loss, at least for what's already been promised. Going viral is not always a victory. From one angle, the Domino's campaign was very successful. It trended on social media. It appeared on news sites. People talked and shared it. But attracting attention and earning respect are not the same thing. A campaign must pass these three questions together for a brand. Did it attract attention? Does it earn long-term respect? Is it financially sustainable? Domino's Forever passed the first, opened the second to debate, and crashed into a wall on the third. The campaign is long over. Conditions have changed. Certificates were handed out. The topic fell out of the news cycle. But for those who had that logo tattooed above their kneecap, on the inside of their wrist, on their shoulder, the story isn't over yet. Every shower, every look in the mirror, every summer holiday, they will remember that decision. Once upon a time, a brand came to me with a promise of 100 years of pizza, and I had that promise carved into my skin. Some will say, "Glad I did it." Some will say, "It wasn't worth it." But in both cases, the main sentence is this: campaigns end, trends pass, brands change their logos, forget their slogans, but some decisions stay with us. Maybe the biggest lesson we should take from the Domino's Forever story is this: if you're a marketer, never underestimate people. If you're a consumer, never downgrade yourself. Because no matter how many campaigns, discounts, and promotions there are in the world, the most valuable thing is still the same. For whom and in exchange for what? You are writing your own story. And if you are the one who reads the small print of that story, no one can catch you off guard.